It's dark. I'm not going in. Alright. We'll play a different game. Can I go anywhere else on this little island? I cannot. Alright. Am I going to meet someone in here? Okay. This I think is what I heard of, right? Because I've never seen this, but for some reason I can picture it. I can picture it as maybe I have seen it. If I saw it, it was an infinite amount of years ago. That these things on the wall are letters, and that it's because they're teaching you that alphabet. Oh, it's so low res though. It's gonna be really difficult to decipher this.
Terekoi Danni, Kibayem Revat, Arroyem Betik Tavom, Gabodona Gayem.
Alright, so that must be, what's his name? Was it called a Delta rune? They mentioned it being the sign of the prophecy or whatever in Undertale. I don't remember it being referred to as a Delta rune. Alright, so there's nothing written on this board. Oh, we got some fruit. You cut it open, and there's a bunch of... it's gonna be so uncomfortable to try to, like... They really expect us to, though, I think. What are you? What is this? DI! Oh, did I reset it by mistake? I think I did. Alright, I can't seem to interact with anything except for this. One, two. Is this like a... Alright, so... Hold on. This might be... Can I save you hours of frustration, ultimately leading to annoyance and getting nowhere without Google? Maybe. Was Nauseum in this chat ever? He learned to actually read that language. Ooh. Check with Serpent in Hide real quick. Or maybe that's what you're already doing. I see if there's some Hide chatter going on. I wonder if the hint is going to be there is no need to translate stuff. It's all just lore. But while you guys are talking, I think what's going on here is that they have a little children's toy that's like, oh, it's a fun little gambling game. See which guy gets lowered to the whale first. But what we're learning from it are numbers. Like you spin this and it gives you a random number, and that's how many times the next guy goes down. So Ki is 3. I think that's totally it. And that rune, the Riven rune, is 5. This is maybe the best thing I've ever seen. Because it totally makes sense in the game that you through some, I guess, system of whatever interior gears and stuff could really make something like this work. And you would have it do exactly that. You would have it spin a number, and then that person drops down that number of... Alright, so I don't know how many that is. That could just be the number for death or something. But I guess it's a number, but we don't know how many it is. Alright, let's do this again. That's 4. Ah, so I was right in saying it was death. Ha ha ha. It's also teaching us that maybe that thing that people were... Oh, I forgot to count. But it was 5. It's a really nice game. Imagine people who just walk by it. Twisted the ring, watched the guy get eaten, and moved on. Because the other thing it's teaching us is that maybe there are whale monsters that eat people in this world, and maybe the thing where someone gets lowered down is a sacrifice of some kind. Like there's a whale thing in the water, and when someone's done something bad, you hang them by their feet and lower them down to that thing, and the whale jumps up and eats them. This is the best. 8. See if I notice a pattern yet. Maybe? Who knows? That's gonna be 8 again. Okay. I won't click it. I'm going to reset these guys just so that I don't have to sit through the whale eating animation again. That's 6. I don't know if every number is in here either. That's 6 again. We don't have 9 or 7 or 1. That's 7. Alright, it's gonna take too long to get. I'll if I see a 9 or a 1, I'll just figure it out. What was I gonna say? Oh, so there was some kind of conversation about something that you wanted to tell me in order to save me from hours of doing something and then eventually Googling. Did we come to a consensus on maybe yes or maybe no? Because Serpent knows my, like, train of thought really well. He knows what my experience in games is like. I'm gonna real quick just, I guess... I'm not even gonna jot all of them down right now. If I feel like it, I'll go back and write them down off stream, I think. Like, I actually... Like, I want to call this and, because it already kind of looks like the word and it looks like they're listing three things. They're going boom, boom, and boom. And I would call this the, but they ended this title up here with this word, whatever it is. Okay, wait to see if I try. Ah, okay. What I imagine I'm probably going to do is, just to spare you guys from half an hour of watching this on stream, I'll, I guess, just review. I might off stream write these things down and then start trying to decipher on my own the this thing on the chalkboard and also the messages back at the entrance. Oh, but it's kind of cheating if I do it off stream too, right? Part of the fun of watching people play this game is seeing how fast or slow they beat the game, right? If I go and finagle around for 3 hours off stream, that should count against me. Right? Why can't I can't get this particular view just right. Okay. Because to me, this counts as part of the puzzle. This counts as if I just went and looked up what those things say instead of doing it myself. That'd be cheating. That wouldn't be. Oh wait, is that part of the letter? I don't think it is. Take that out of there. Swoop. It's hard to even get the camera to point at some of them. That'll do. Alright. Now that one looks kind of like a 2. And that's kind of like a... Let me see how many there are, too. Wow, this is awful. They look so similar. these two are identical. What is your problem? Is this a puzzle? Do I just click on one of them and it's like, oh, you found the duplicate. That's where the guy was hiding. They're the same. Bang boom, bang boom, bang boom, bang boom. This one's a repeat too. This one with... It's not that one. Maybe it's not. No, it totally is. Where? That one. That one gets repeated too. The language on the blackboard and paper and walls is Dini. It is not easy to translate. May well not be possible. Oh, okay. May well not be possible with only what is in this game and isn't needed to finish the game at all. Okay. Thank you for that. I will accept that as a good thing to know. The second one there really is just that tiny little difference. Okay. All right. So it turns out that learning the language A may not be possible, and B is not, even if there are puzzle solutions somehow contained within it, it isn't needed in order to finish the game. So with that in mind, oh, that seems crazy. Like I would have sat here and tried to decide that. Actually, that makes more sense, because if it was necessary to translate this, they would have made it easier, right? You wouldn't have chosen such a difficult to read language where the things look so similar. And where the text that you're trying to decipher is so poorly written. Like, look at this. This and this are supposed to be the same letter, maybe. Actually, this isn't even one of the letters, is it? Yes, it is. It's that one. See, this makes a good segue into, I kind of want to do a video about, I don't know what else I would call it other than like trust in video games. There was someone that I was watching play Zelda 1 on Twitch. Like, against all odds, there was actually someone who was playing Zelda 1 blind. They had never played it before. I don't think they had played any Zelda games before. And they were like, you know, no hints, no spoilers, don't let me know anything at all. And we're just going through it. And one thing that was really working against them was that they had a poor sense of direction. They would start wandering around the overworld, and they would wander like around 12 screens or so and wind up back where they started, and then they would follow that exact same path, and then they would do it again, and they'd be like, I don't know what else I can do. I've been over the entire world, it feels like. And it's like, no, you're obviously retracing your steps. You're obviously just going to places that you've been before and not going to the places that you haven't been. But despite that, he managed to get through most of the game with only like a tiny little bit of people accidentally saying something that he didn't want to know yet. And he got to Death Mountain, and he had already kind of exhausted his trust in the game, I think, partly because of those little difficulties. Oh, Excavius is here. Yeah, rule of left. See, he didn't even have that concept. He would go onto a screen and he would just go in one of the directions without putting any thought into it, really. You gotta have some kind of a plan in mind, like rule of left, yeah. So he got to dungeon number 9, Death Mountain. After you cleared the other 8, that one opens up. He goes in, and there's a bunch of locked doors. And he goes to another room, and there's a bunch of locked doors. And the way keys worked in the first Zelda, where you could actually pick up a key in one dungeon and then use it in another dungeon. They didn't make them specific to each dungeon. And you could even go to a store and buy a key, which is a weird design concept. Like, why do that? Why say, like, the purpose of the key is to say you need to do this thing and then you can go through this room, and they let you shortcut it by going, yeah, I'll dump 140 rupees if it means that I can just go through this door. And he got to that and was like, oh, well, I guess this is where we see, the old NES style come in, that they want us to go grind 1,000 rupees so that we can afford, money to get through all of these doors. And it never really occurred to me that that's like a deliberate hint that you've missed something. In Dungeon 8, you can miss it, but you can find a magical key that gives you the infinite keys, basically. You can now unlock locked doors without using up a key. He hadn't found it. And those the multitude of locked doors, like, you open one of those locked doors and it brings you into a room that has 3 more locked doors. If you trust the game, then you go, they're trying to teach me something here. I'm not supposed to go grind for 5 hours, because that's never been a thing the whole way through the Zelda game. They don't really force you to grind for money. Oh, okay, Pegasus. Interesting point. I hadn't thought of that. That's good that they thought to put that in, because yeah, you probably could screw yourself out of being able to complete the game by using keys to open doors that don't lead to the thing that you need. Okay, true. And you want to for some reason now you want to see me play Wablulana. I don't know. Should I? But to finish the story, he didn't believe that the game designers had made a good decision, so he wasn't open to being taught something by the game. I feel like Myst kind of did that to me a little bit with Myst, with the underground puzzle, where I was pretty quick to say, well, this is just exhausting. This is just trial and error. They must have, how many times did I say, they must have been really proud of this animation where you go on it? Because I was already kind of primed to not believe that the game would have good puzzles. So I was pretty closed off to saying, oh, all right, this is bad. And even after I found out the solution, I was still like, yeah, this is bad. And it sounds like a lot of other people think that that particular puzzle isn't well made. But this is a good, how I was pretty ready to believe that I needed to do this, even though it's so, like I said, if you were going to make this a puzzle in the game, here are these glyphs. Each one is a letter of the alphabet. Figure it out. A good puzzle designer would have made them very distinct so that you couldn't mistake, duck 1 for duck 2, or any of the other ones that look very... Even these first 2. This is like a Z-ish shape, and so is this one. And then you turn it a little bit sideways and you get this one. That I was sitting here and I didn't trust the developers. I was like, yeah, you probably did make this mandatory, and I was prepared to have to do it. The end of yes, I think when I watched what's his name? Keith Ballard play through it. He knew that was the name of the age because he looked on the book which I did not. But yeah, the Selenic age with the underground thing where you're supposed to listen to the sounds. All right, so that was a fun aside. Let me continue wandering around a little bit. There's 1 or 2 places I still need to go in this submarine. Yeah, bad puzzle underground, trial and error for hours because I did not pay attention to the fact that there were sounds. Yeah, so elsewhere in the game, they do teach you that. But I got to the Selenitic Age before I got to the one with the rotating fortress, so I didn't even have the opportunity to be taught that. It was also, like, my most immediate reaction after I found out was a sound can't, like, a voice? A spoken voice? That was what I said. I'm like, if they just had an alien come on the loudspeaker and go, flip up, zim. Like, I can understand that that indicates you should go in this direction. But to me, a noise can't mean, a noise can't have a meaning like that. But that belief is like 10% salt. That's 10% that I was upset at having had to do that puzzle for like an hour and legitimately brute force my way all the way through it. I'm like, if you're gonna put sound in a puzzle and it's just gonna be noise and not language, the only thing it should mean is you went the right way versus you went the wrong way. Alright, so here is where I turn around and go right, and then that should be the only place I haven't been yet. No, I meant it was 10% salt. It was 90% completely reasonable observation. Words are not noises. Words have meaning. Words have a deliberate person speaking them, a person who has an intention. Noises, that's the difference between a word and a noise. Noises don't have intention. When I pulled that lever, or when I opened that hatch right now, it didn't make that ee-wee noise because something was trying to make that noise. It made that noise because just incidentally. Just because that's the noise that happens when two metal things rub against each other. But noises, but words are spoken by someone. Someone wants to communicate something. Or somebody has, even if it's something like, like, oh, okay, you were surprised. So wait, now that I think about it, what did I find out? What did we find out there? We've learned our numbers at least. We didn't learn our letters, but we learned our numbers. I'm expressing prejudice against creatures that can only speak with bells, cymbals, and rattles. Even a rattle is just an incidental noise. When a rattlesnake receives a certain stimulus, it starts making that noise. Not because it really wants to warn you. It's just the way that its body moves when it is excited or threatened. Where am I going now? Can I get out? Oh, that's why. I think that I'm turning when I'm not. Okay. So we now know there are probably... Still don't know what that does. How many of these things must there be? If this one is key, which is... or Ki, or whatever we're going to call it. This is a 3. We probably have to hit 5 of them in order. Because we found that one is 3. We found one of them that's 5, and we found one of them that's 2. So unless something somewhere tells us 2, 3, 5 or 5, 2, 3 or something, we probably have to find 2 more of them. And then hit them all in order. They keep showing us this animation too. I don't think it's important. Like, I don't want to start skipping things and assume they're not important, because that's awful when you have a puzzle solution but you put it out of your mind because you've already ruled it out. It's the hardest thing about solving puzzles, is not eliminating things that actually turn out to be an answer. There's a way to get down there, isn't there? Oh, it's right here. I've already explored around here, though. Oh no, I just thought, what if that... Oh no. Oh no. What if I go back to the frog trap and there's a frog that starved to death? Right? Because I got him in there. R2-D2 is offended. Well, he can be offended then. I'm putting my foot down. Is there going to be a dead frog in the trap because I trapped it in there and then waited and waited and waited? Oh, you do have the 15 down. Oh, so you can make multiple characters on the same server. All right, so yes, if you wanted a, if you wanted to rename your character for free, I mean, with the transfer, if you went to transfer Gintana and you made a Gintana Riki on the server already, you should be able to still transfer there, and when you do, it'll tell you to rename the one that you're transferring. Leveled up the Black Mage anyway. Yeah, I can't... Knowing how long it takes to go through the story, I would never recommend somebody to have 2 characters. Oh, that's right. I already forgot. I could skip these if I want. I do somewhat enjoy the transitions, though. All right. Are you alive? Are you alive, Frog? Did I make it in time? It would be very interesting if the puzzle solution is to get a dead frog by trapping it in here for too long. He's fine. He ribbited 3 times. Is that a puzzle? Alright, so... I can confirm now, having heard it again, that that is definitely the noise that the KI thing makes, so maybe that's the whole point of that puzzle, that at some point we're going to have to know that frog noise equals KI equals 3. 3 because it actually equals 3, not 3 because he ribbited 3 times. I think that was random. He has plenty of air, but he might be hungry. I can skip that too. I also realized I haven't saved in a super long time. Can't really tell whether I've made progress, but hang on. Okay, they don't really make a noise. I was wondering if maybe I should be listening for their noises. What's next? What's next for our intrepid hero? Can't just pull that and ram forward into this. Gotta turn around. Yeah, save inside my head. Save the understandings. I just have to make sure that I keep my brain somewhere safe in between now and Thursday, so all of my knowings don't fall out. Just have to keep my Uplander brain case. Making the Final Fantasy XIV reference with all of the goblin speak. All right, so returning here, is he gonna show up again? That's why I'm coming back here. Okay, there's one that, alright, he did not show up again. You can't go in here or interact in here. Oh, and it's 5! There's a 5 in the middle of it, too. And he called Riven, oh, look at this. Look at this. Don't look at that. The Confines of Riven, or The Fifth Age, as he coldly titled it. Getting it. Okay. Still, though, I don't really know what to do next. Let's go back to the cage, because I didn't fool around enough in there. So this is a hologram projector. Can I close this door? We're not going to be playing for too much longer. This just shows that. Fine. Clearly supposed to be the sound of broadcasting or something. With this door and the other door, we're getting like bugged out videos where sometimes it doesn't open when it's supposed to. I do appreciate the follow, Pegasus Epsilon. I hope you're enjoying the stream. Oh, that's just the microphone again. I do have Myst, the whole Myst playthrough, I think, should still be in Twitch VODs, and I will someday get around to uploading it to YouTube. I've got the YouTube channel. If you'd like, you can also see all the other stuff that I've done recently and not recently. Oh, wait. I could close. This takes a while to do, so I'm not going to do that right now. Spinning that thing around. But was there anything important here? Just looking around. This leads back down to the entrance where we got the hilariously prominent dagger, oversized dagger. This is just plain old broken. Never gonna work again. This, I still don't... I don't even really know what we're looking at here. It's not like a magnifying glass or telescope. Oh, yeah. Oh, true, yeah. Thank you, that's a good idea. I will be able to skip those cutscenes if I want. They are movies. All of them are movies. Look at that, there's a star on the floor, too. I didn't notice that. I noticed that one, not that one. And there's even what might be text around the fringe there, although that's not easily deciphered. So if we go in here, of course, star and Riven. Pressing our face up against the thing just gives us an imprint on our face. That's not useful. Oh, how many of these beetles are there? There's 5. Did I look in all 5? I think I did. I think I started with this one. No, actually, I didn't see this one. Is this the start of Mist? Because it starts with the guy falling into the chasm. He's holding a star and a comet. Oh, I'll have to go watch the opening to Mist again. So I missed this painting, or this stained glass beetle art. Can I do something? Rotate that? No. So that's him maybe casting his son down into the star, whatever he called it. Star fissure. This is just him watching over a bunch of wise men, maybe. They're learning to build stuff. They're teaching their kids to read. There's the dagger. Bunch of people with daggers. Are they going to war? He's got a compass. He's learning math. He's trying to play Tetris, but he can't get the long 4-piece. Paper is falling out of the tree. Metaphorically, perhaps. You do get paper from trees. I don't really expect progress to be made from these, but I enjoy looking at them again. So that was... Wait. Did I start with this one? No. I started with the other one. And there you can totally see the I keep calling it the incinerator. Oh no. I promise almost virtually everything that I say is just me wondering aloud. I promise that if I ever really want something answered, I will look right at the camera and say, "You there. You there. I say upon to you the magic spoiler word." So we already put 2 and 2 together and figured out, okay, this is the chipper making the thing. What a cool way to tell a story, though. That's the same one. Go away. Yeah. And this one shows him using the... Oh, I didn't notice there's stuff on the table. Plants turn into sun or whatever. People, stars, moon, animals, plants, sea lice. I can't tell what that is. It might be like an inkwell. It might be random stuff. That looks like the beetle. Okay. He's making some beetles and putting them on Etsy. And now I think we've seen all of them. Oh. Or no, this is the last one. Just him. Just everybody revering him. And so here's this script, which... Good luck. Stars up there. Alright, so we didn't really find anything from coming back here, but I will click this and push it. We'll skip. Looking through there reveals, a beetle and the 2 texts. Oh, it only did it once? Okay. Oh! Wait a second. Wait. It's 5. There's it. Oh. Okay. I got it. There aren't 3 doors. There are 5. So, all right. That goes to there. You look through. All right. Awesome. You rotate again, and this is no longer... This is not the same way it was before. Now, if I jump through and hit it 2 more times... Now, this is different. It doesn't help because we still have this grate in the way. Is there some way to get rid of that? Oh, maybe we do. Ooh, do we pull these strings in a certain order? There's light. Those aren't buttons. Those are lights on the base. See, this is where I would normally think, oh, this text, you need to, you need to decode it. But I'm being told no, that's not the case. All right, I'm gonna give that a shot, and then we will probably wrap up the stream if it doesn't work. Let me starting from the entrance currently. What have we got? Bug number 1. You know, maybe it's not. Well, all right. This is him writing. Because you don't actually get any indication that it's been recorded that you clicked on this one. I'm not sure. I'll give it a try anyway. If there's some obvious logical order to these. Alright, this one is worship. This one is cast out, I guess. He's cast, like, I don't know what else to call it. He's thrown his son out, I think. That's Atris. This one is, like, teaching? He's teaching them stuff. He's giving them a society. Okay, and this one is bookmaking. Oh, that's really cool, Nauseum. It's very interesting to me that there is, like, art that you wouldn't make outside of a video game, right? Like, part of, well, I'm not gonna try and get into an entire discussion about art and what art means. Because it would mostly be me making stuff up. It's not like I'm an artist or took any kind of art history class or anything, but just the idea that there are things that you could express through a video game that you couldn't just by making a painting. Like, these are more interesting because they're part of this whole story. Alright, so what order would I give to those? Did we get any information in this book about... That's weird. Okay, hold on. The last linking book out of Riven having been lost in the star fissure upon my return to Mist. We don't know too much about this star fissure, but it was apparently the means by which Atris left Riven, and he had a linking book on him when he did so. And I gotta remember, that's not how he wound up in the Green Book. That had something to do with his sons. Since the art of constructing books had been long... Okay, so he is maybe... His father is maybe already, like, about to get out of here with the books he's been writing. Listing of the incident. Alright, so I don't think there's any... Oh, again with the star fissure. An anomaly that appears as a rift between two separate systems, the star fissure. That journal made it sound like Atris was deliberately escaping through the star fissure intentionally in order to get the last linking book out of Riven and trap his father there. Whereas this makes it look like he was forced through it. Oh, you can even see the stars. It's cute. Stargate came out before this. That's, a lot of people who have watched Stargate don't even know that it was originally a movie. The TV show wound up having more of a legacy than the movie itself, I think. So we went Myst, and then Stargate, and then Riven. And I would imagine, yeah, the number 5 is going to be all over. Saw the movie in theaters, but lost the timeline somehow. Alright, so I can't, as of right now, I don't see a particular... I don't know what order I would put these in. Like maybe cast out first. And then teaching, bookmaking, writing, worship. Oh, that's kind of that's the order that they appear in anyway. If you start at 1, 2, 3. If you start at this one. Nope, not that one. This one? No. Yeah. Starting from there, this seems to be the order, kind of, that the story is told in. Make the book. And then he writes in the book. And then everyone worships him. Okay. So if that is the correct order, then hitting them all in order didn't do anything. How else would one open up what's in this room? Hard to say. Alright, so I think what we will have to do is end here. I will not go through the arduous process of decrypting the Denis language if it's not necessary. Man, what a tricky thing to put in the game, though. To put it there and you don't actually need it? It seems like you really should have to, but I don't know. Maybe I'll get a magic translator at some point. We really will get, like, a lens of truth, and I'll just be able to go like that. Like we were in the room, and I put on the eyeglass. Oh, Serp is finding all of my secret 5s. Riven has 5 letters, and the V in the center doubles as the Roman numeral 5. My daughter is 5. Coincidence? Alright, very cool. Thank you, everybody, for coming by and watching. I hope you're having a good time, and I hope that, as I always hope with games of this nature, I hope that I don't get stuck next time, because I'm always afraid of that. I'm like, we had such a good stream, and I have this terrible fear, whether it's a point-and-click adventure game or a puzzle game like this, that I'm going to fire it up the next time, and it's just going to be from start to finish. The stream is just going to be going, I don't know. I don't know what to do. And then we'll end at the same place we started. It's never actually happened, but I don't know. That's the fear, right? Oh, so far though. So far, I absolutely love it. There's so much good storytelling through the environment that's going on. So